Well, on this beautiful day, I am out here at Cornell Farms, and I am with a special guest, Amy Stewart, Amy, this is your newest book.
This is it.
And
yep.
It is delightful. It is called The Drunken Botanist, and I have to admit, I didn't read every recipe because I thought it would take far too long to make them all and test them out.
Right.
But I did read the book, and
Good.
I got to say, you know, I was as giddy as a little schoolgirl when I heard that this was going to be coming out this year.
Good.
And I was not disappointed. Lovely job.
Well, thank you.
So
Thanks.
what was the impetus for a book? What was the creative process that made you go, yeah, I'm going to do this?
The creative process was that I was in a bar, and I got into an argument in a bar.
No,
Yes.
never happens, does it?
Over a bottle of gin.
Oh, man.
I was with another friend who's like a plant person, and he was like, I'm just not into gin. And I said, how could that be? There are nothing but distilled plants in this bottle. You have to be into this.
You like plants, you like gardening, you have to
You
like
have
this.
to drink gin. Right. That is actually how it started.
But you did show, you changed his ways by showing him a great drink.
I did. I made him a lovely drink, which is actually in the book, like a gin and tonic with a bunch of vegetables muddled into it, and it's fabulous.
Now, I think what I got from the premise was that you really did want people to know that any distilled product comes from nature ultimately. I mean, with plants and wheats and barleys, all that stuff.
Right.
And so you have a great stuff here from Log House.
Yes.
And these are the actual types of gardens to plant for specific bruises, I'm going to say, right?
Exactly, yes, right. So the idea was okay, what could you grow in your garden to make into a drink? And then what plants pair with what spirits?
Yeah.
So I actually had to get into the kitchen and start mixing drinks and
a hard task, I'm sure.
Right, exactly. So there's actually the recipes that are on the backs of the plant tags, I wrote all of them.
Oh, wow.
Each one tested in my kitchen.
So now you're going to become a world-famous mixologist as well.
Well, I don't know about that. They're simple drinks. They're easy. They are not complicated.
Well, and you do have, as we all do with things we love, you have some favorites. So let's talk about some of these plants that you really thought were unique and special.
Well, so one that I really like in the vodka collection is this celery. Now, you can't quite see how red it is because it's still small, but this is red venture celery. So the stalks are red, which is just cool in a garnish, and they only ever get about as big around as a pencil.
Oh.
So they work very well as garnishes, but great celery flavor to mash up into like a Bloody Mary kind of drink.
Huh. So it almost would look like a rhubarb color then instead of a regular celery.
Exactly.
Drink. Nice.
Yeah, it's great to have celery in the garden. I never would have thought.
And what else do we have here?
This one, so this is probably my all-time favorite. I am crazy about this plant. This is the Mexican sour gherkin cucumber. Tiny little things. They look like watermelons, but they're about as big as an olive. So you see where I'm going with this in a gin drink, right?
Of course I do.
Yes. And mash it up with some gin. It's a tart flavor, but really nice. And the vines are freakishly prolific.
They are.
Anyone can grow these and get tons of fruit. I was amazed.
Yeah, you would think that it would not really produce here. It seems like a very tropical plant, but
Right.
I've grown them and they are delicious.
Incredible.
And it's fun even just to walk by, pop them in your mouth.
I know.
Just whole, they're delicious.
And you will freak people out. They'll be like, what is this in my drink? This is like a whole new
Tiny
plant.
little watermelon.
How does this exist?
They will think that they've drank too much already because all of a sudden watermelons are small and they're huge.
Exactly.
Now, we
So that's
also
very
have
cool.
some beautiful blueberries, though.
Right. You know, can I just pick one up?
You
and I'll
sure
just show
can.
you? I love these container size blueberries. So this is Fall Creek Nursery, which is up here in the Pacific Northwest. And they're doing these brazzleberries. So the blueberries, this is as big as this gets.
Yeah.
It works in a container because not everybody has the space.
It's true.
Right. And they look great all year round. I mean, I've had one in my garden. It looks fantastic.
And the assumption that just because you don't have acreage to grow stuff, maybe you only have a condominium patio, we still like fresh fruit and vegetables.
Oh,
so
man.
this is a real winner for me.
Fresh blueberries in a cocktail.
Does it get better?
No.
I don't know.
No, it's almost a health drink.
It is.
Right.
We're going to call it that anyway.
Almost, yes.
And
So-
this was the raspberry.
That's another one that they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a raspberry that just stays small in a container because not everybody, again, wants to have a 6-foot canes in their garden.
And
So
you
they're
take
great.
care of it the same way as you do regular raspberries.
Yes.
Cut it down.
So
and
it goes dormant in the winter, but nonetheless, you get great fruit come summer.
So, Amy, there are 6 different blendings of things for specific liquors and boozes here.
Yes.
What about this one here?
So the rum collection has this amazing plant in it. It's the very mint that they grow in Havana to make mojitos.
Really?
Yes, and the only reason we even have it is that an intrepid Canadian pulled a sprig out of her mojito at the Havana airport and brought it back to Canada, and it got into the nursery trade thanks to her.
God bless the Canadians for
Man,
that. It's a gift.
I know, real Cuban mint.
Now, what about citrus? Because there's a lot
Yes.
of citrus, it seems, that goes
Right.
with different liquors.
Right. So, of course, you want to pick a citrus that does well in your climate.
Yeah.
And the Calamandan is a little bit more tolerant of cooler temperatures. Used widely in the Philippines. It's got a tartar flavor, so it actually works nicely in place of a lime, like a little bit of an alternative to limes.
Nice.
Yeah, beautiful plant.
And, of course, Myers lemons, a lot of people grow those in patio plants.
I know, and there's actually a great story in the book. Frank Meyer, who this plant is named after, had an amazing career bringing plants back from China, and this is one.
Wonderful. Well, you
Yeah.
know, now if you're looking for these plants, you can certainly come here to Cornell Farms, call your independent garden center and see if they carry them. If you're looking for the book, where can they find that?
Everywhere books are sold.
That's true. So
Yes.
you can, I saw them even here at Cornell, so they're selling them as well. If you're interested in any type of drink and mixing drinks and the plants that work with drinks and how we even came up with them, this is a great book, not only on that, but on the history of the
Right.
plants themselves. It's really, really lovely. Thank you so much. It's always a delight, Amy.
Thank you. This was fun.
It was.